Sara Pascoe, and this is Comedians Giving Lectures, a show that effortlessly combines education and entertainment, like a teacher getting Year 9 into Shakespeare by doing a rap. We have taken the titles of famous, intellectual, proper lectures and asked our guests to write their own versions. And who are our guests? Why, some of my best friends in comedy, plus a few I don't get on with, but it turns out the host doesn't actually have that much power. So let the learning begin. Please welcome Nish Kumar! Hello. Nish, you host the MASH Report, and as you know, I'm a very big fan of Rachel Paris.
Yes.
What's she like in real life? What's she like?
Really racist. I've got to stop saying things like that.
So your stand-up, that's quite lectury.
Yeah.
Are you gonna stick in any jokes tonight?
No, this is going to be a real... I think I'm a sort of frustrated academic in some ways. Frustrated, really, by lack of talent. Yeah, so I think this is going to be quite intense and involving.
Good form for you. Well, I'm very excited to see it. Your lecture title is 10 Ways the World Could End. So this lecture was originally given by Stephen Petronek, an author and magazine editor. Please take the lecture and give it up for Nish Kumar!
Thanks, Sarah. Good evening. I'm going to talk to you about the end of the world. Now, to quote the band 𝗰𝗵𝗶𝗯𝗲... It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine. However, I would like to contradict the band 𝗰𝗵𝗶𝗯𝗲 and say that I do not feel fine. In fact, I feel positively uneasy about the looming prospect of the total annihilation of life on this planet. I'm a stand-up comedian, and as such, in the event of the apocalypse, I have no transferable skills. So, I now present to you a guide to the most likely scenarios for how the apocalypse will happen, in the hope that we may avoid them. First, World War III. Let's start with the most obvious one. Global conflict seems closer now than ever, and if cinema has taught us anything, it's that the third part of any long-running franchise is often the worst part. Whether it's the pressure on the creators to ratchet up the stakes or they just spend way too much money on it, it often ends in disaster. Let's put it this way. If there's another world war, we're in for the Matrix revolutions of wars. Even when third parts are good, they're awful. For example, Toy Story 3, which was emotionally harrowing. I was ejected from a screening of that film due to what the staff deemed unreasonably loud crying. Next, angry fans. We are faced with the very real possibility that a war could break out, fueled entirely by the sheer fury of fans of various television and film franchises. After the final episode of Game of Thrones, a lot of adults were extremely furious about the ending of a television show about dragons, which I think we can all agree is very normal. Next, climate change. Boring! Next, please! Next. Next, Britain votes to leave the Earth and tries to strap rockets under the country to fly us into space. With the United Kingdom having voted to leave the European Union and immediately making a complete mess of the entire process, there's no telling what could happen next, until now. Using a series of complicated mathematical formulae, I've determined that in an attempt to avoid doing the admin around Brexit, the United Kingdom will simply continue to vote to leave things. First the continent of Europe, then the United Nations, and finally the world. At which point the country will attempt to strap rockets underneath it and blast off into space. However, I imagine the process of strapping rockets to a country and shooting it into space will prove tricky, at which point some experts will say that it might be a bit more difficult than we were initially led to believe. But a load of people will just say, look, people voted to blast off into space. Let's get on with blasting ourselves into space. And when you say, but how do you blast a country into space? They'll say, you're talking the country down when you should be talking it up into space. Next. No, seriously, it's climate change. I said boring! Next, please! Next. Major corporations will declare themselves nation-states and declare war on the planet in order to avoid paying the basic amount of tax. We all understand that major corporations control many areas of our lives and will soon supersede national and international law. So what happens if they fully decide to go rogue on us? We might try and force Amazon, Facebook or Google to pay even the bare minimum amount of tax, and they might react poorly to those attempts. Do you want to go to war with any of them? Before you know it, Amazon will be flying a fleet of prime drones overhead, unleashing a blitzkrieg of kitchen utensils and copies of Jeremy Clarkson's book. Meanwhile, Facebook will spread a story that drinking bleach is good for your skin, and your great uncle and several thick people you went to school with will share it unquestioningly and follow its instructions to the letter. As for Google, well, they have the ultimate threat, the nuclear deterrent to end all nuclear deterrents. They'll release all our search histories. And the next thing you know, we'll be surrendering and heading off to a Google Plus hangout gulag faster than you can say, I didn't mean to visit that website. I just clicked on the wrong link 45 times. Next. No, seriously, it's climate change. Why on earth are we talking about anything else? The world is burning, you fools. None of this other stupid bullshit matters. If you're watching this on Dave, the world is going to end, so please do something. If you're watching this on Deja Vu, you are 1 hour closer to the end of the world. Please, for God's sake, do something. Call your MPs to demand wholesale changes to legislation. Well, that has really put a downer on the apocalypse. Was that even 10? Who cares? Thank you very much for listening.
Nish Kumar! Brilliant! Such a good lecture. So if the world ended and the last few remaining humans were staggering around, looking unkempt and vacant, do you think you'd fit in?
Listen, I've been standing here the whole time trying to make sure that I don't crease this shirt. I have done so many stress farts.
Let's find out what a genuine expert thought of your lecture. She's a senior lecturer at the University of Central Lancashire studying human behaviour in response to stressful and life-threatening situations. It's Sarita Robinson. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. So, what did you make of Nish's lecture?
So, Nish, I thought it was so engaging. It had lots of energy. It was on topic, relevant, and had a good educational message. Yes. So that's the first bit of your feedback sandwich.
So that's very positive. So, you're about to go negative. What was wrong with it?
Should have included zombies. Definitely feel...
Is she a real expert?
Listen, I'm from a Hindu background. We cremate our dead specifically, so no zombies.
Yeah, no, you're ahead of the game. Ahead of the game, definitely. We've got a bowler kicking off again, so those are the more serious aspects.
I definitely didn't think that I'd see an expert use the phrase kicking off.
Kicking off. You heard it here first on Dave. You refer to yourself online as Dr. Survival. Why have you taken my DJ name?
When I was doing my PhD, I took a lot of cortisol samples to look for a stress hormone that we sort of secrete in life-threatening situations. And so the participants at the local nautical college christened me the Spit Lady.
Oh, yeah, you don't want to be known as
that. So when I did get my PhD, I thought it was a perfect time to rebrand.
Yes, very, very clever of you. Thank you so much. It's now time to give Nish a score out of 100.
So, Nish, I thought you did a really good job at identifying key elements that may need to be considered moving forward. I'm a big fan of sevens, so I'm going to go with 87.
Ooh!
Brilliant!